Greetings, fam. We are going to talk about Guyana as a request from one of the viewers. So if you know anyone from the area, tell them to get in here and take a look at what I have discovered about your people. As you all know, and those that do not know, Guyana sits in the continent of South America in the northern part of it. The reason I don't do my research on Google is because it's full of lies, okay? They have a narrative that they're pushing, and that's people who don't look like us, that have woolly hair, dark skin, or the different variations of skin complexions. They try to say that those are the natives, but they're not. And that's exactly what they've done here. I'm going to show you why these people are not the indigenous people, because this is actually who Google says are the actual indigenous, the Amerindians of South America. Let's first examine the DNA of those that they claim to be the Amerindians, the actual indigenous people of South America. And their haplogroup is QM3, right? And it says that they are the Native Americans. Upon further research from reputable sources, I come to find that the Q haplogroup, which the people that they are calling Native Americans have, that's their DNA type, they settled in South America. So how can they be the indigenous if they settled in South America? It's the same issue that we're having in America as well. They're claiming those people to be the actual indigenous people, the people who were there before everyone came, and that's just a total lie. Here we are again. The Q haplogroup is a Pan-American haplogroup. It represents practically all Native American lineages, Mesoamerica and South America. Now, this is interesting. Now, it's saying that the QM3 group, they have more people in the Americas, and that's because they migrated, which we're going to see here. But their populations are original to Siberia, particularly in the Chukola Peninsula. Among that, there's other places, and I don't want to butcher the names because I don't know how to pronounce them. And basically what it's saying, that the people that are there, they are actually remnants of the original founding lineage before the migration to the Americas. You see that in yellow? Before the migration to the Americas. Plain and simple, they migrated to America. They are not indigenous to America, any part of the Americas. That's just what the government said, but that's a lie. South America was originally called Ethiopia, and the inhabitants are called burnt face people, the so-called black complexioned people. Those are the original inhabitants of modern day South America, which was called Ethiopia. Here it is on the map. You can clearly see here, it says America. This is South America. You see how it's shaped, that's South America. And you clearly see, do you see people that look like them up here? Who do you see representing Ethiopia, which is South America? You see dark skinned people. You don't see those people that they call the Native Americans up there, right? And this is an old map. This is an ancient map. Furthermore, prior to colonization, when the explorers went throughout the world, throughout the earth, checking out to see who was there, this is what they found. They saw dark, swarthy complected people in South America. It says that they're very dark complected, they're swarthy. It says their appearance is similar to those in Trinidad, the Gulf of Trinidad. So if anyone is watching and they're from Trinidad, then this applies to you as well, as far as the complexion. And this, watch this. It says that their noses are flat. They have long, coarse black hair, and it hangs down over their shoulders, covers their face. Furthermore, pale skin is a genetic mutation from the original. People who look like me are the original. So there's no way that people who are fair-skinned, the ones that they're trying to say are the natives of America, North and South and in between, it's impossible. You cannot be the true indigenous people. There's no way. You came from us. You mutated from us, literally. Watch this. The Caucasoids are genetically weaker than us indigenous people. And those folks that they're trying to say are the indigenous people of the Americas, North and South and in between, they are even far less genetically diverse than Europeans are. So explain to me how they can be the true actual indigenous people. How did we all come from them? We know that through colonization, the Spaniards came down, they raped the indigenous women of the Americas, and these are the people that are a result of it, of that rape. So you folks in Guyana, you are the originals. You have the E1B1A DNA haplogroup, and I hate when they say African because we are not Africans. The African DNA is E1B1B. That is the DNA of those of us that are in the Americas. From the top of America all the way down to the bottom. This is our DNA. This is where all of us are. This is where we originate from. And you're no different in Guyana. You have the same DNA as us, and it's not African. And here it clearly says that the E1B1A DNA haplogroup, people in West and Central Africa, they actually have the same DNA from us as we do in the Americas. But it didn't come from over there. It came from America. How do I know this? Because the ancient kingdom of Ghana originated in Guyana, where you're at. That is actually where those people that are in West Africa today, the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Ewe, the Akan, they all came from America. They all came from Guyana, where you're at right now. And they migrated to modern day Africa and West and Central. And then from there was a Bantu expansion. Some of them went out to East Africa, some went down to Southern Africa. But essentially, that DNA comes from the Americas. It does not originate in modern day Africa, like they said. And if anyone doesn't believe anything that I'm saying, then prove it. Prove me wrong. You won't be able to. Prove me wrong. Don't talk. Don't flap your jaws. Prove me wrong.